Some of my friends are hyperpolyglots. One of the definitions of a hyperpolyglot is a person who speaks 6 or more languages. I am a hyperpolyglot, and one of the things that I found is that sometimes some of my languages seem to go to sleep, and a language that I spoke really well at one time kind of goes dormant, and then it comes back, and another one will slip, and then it comes back. And that's what I want to talk about today. If you have had that experience where a language that you learned slips away for a time, I've got really good news for you. Let's talk about it. I'm sure that over the years I've studied more than 20 languages, and some of them I spoke really well, and they've kind of slipped away from me. For example, there was a time when I spoke Afrikaans fairly well. I can remember having conversation. I remember a barbecue one night, and there was a lot of people from South Africa there, and I was in on the conversation speaking Afrikaans. Right now I could not speak Afrikaans. It's kind of slipped away. I spoke Italian really well when I had an Italian employee, a young lady from northern Italy, and we spoke Italian together all the time, and people would say to me, "Oh, Keith, do you speak Italian?" And I would always say, "Oh, a little bit," or whatever. And she said, "No, don't stop saying that. You speak Italian just fine." Right now my Italian is kind of weak, and I just don't have the contact with it. So I was really happy to find out that my friends who are hyperpolyglots, who speak a lot of languages, say that the same thing happens with them. That some languages, they go somewhat dormant, or they slip away, their proficiency goes down for a time, and they can be recovered. Other languages stay strong all the time. I don't think that my Spanish could ever really drift away from me any easier than English, my mother tongue. Spanish is just too much a part of my life. But other languages, they come and go, and they're really good for a time, and then they're not. So here's the good news, and this is not just my experience, but the experience of the other hyperpolyglots that I've spoken with. This is a completely normal experience. If you find that you speak some languages and one gets away from you for a while and your proficiency goes down, it will come back. When you need to use the language, it will be there for you, and it will come back. And when you don't need it, it will tend to get weaker for a time. So don't worry about that. It's a completely normal experience. And I know that if I could just spend a couple of months in South Africa, I would be speaking Afrikaans like an expert. So there's the good news, based on a lot of experience. So hang in there. Don't be discouraged if one of your languages kind of goes weak for a while, because it can be made strong again. Nice talking to you. See you in the next video. Bye for now.